All right, everyone. Good, good, good afternoon to those of you that are in the United States and those of you that are in the Caribbean. For us here in in the UK and those in Africa, it's good night. It's later here in the UK, later in Nigeria, and yet David Daniels. I just saw him there, and also to um, the folks there in Japan. It is morning already. So I want to welcome all of you, every one of you, all those of you that are on there with us. I want to say welcome, welcome, welcome. I want you to do me a favor at this time, and I want you to tag one of your classmates and just tell them, so good to see you here. Can you do that for me, please? Just tell them, so glad to see you here. Now, one of the things that I want to share with you that I would like to pass on to you, that I would like you to be able to inculcate into your own life is that sense of timeliness, is that sense of punctuality, that we start on time. Some of you know an on-time machine. If I say that we are going to start at this time, then that's when we are going to start. So I'm not as a matter of fact, sometimes I come on before time so that we could maximize all the time that we have. And those things come with discipline, people. Those things come with great discipline. And so I want you to be able to come to the place there where you become so punctual that it just becomes a part of you, like an alarm clock, like clockwork. You, whether it's for church, it's a meeting with somebody, or what, that you don't come dragging yourself, but you are there, maybe sometimes even before time. So I want to welcome all of you that are on right now, whether on YouTube, whether on my personal page, or you are um, on there on YouTube. I want to just welcome every one of you. It's after 10 right here, and David, what's the time by you? After 11, I figure over there in Nigeria. Um, Timeliness is discipline and sacrifice, is what David is saying. So all of you that are on, Ursuline, Tessa, David, Augustina, Proctor, Sharita Wright, Connie Grant. Connie Grant, we have sound, so it might be your device. After either you just come out and come back in, or so. Jennifer Hodge there. Alan Sutton had to be at a meeting. She sent me, and I appreciate and admire that so much. She sent me a notice letting me know that she would not be there for the live, but that she was going um, to watch it again there. Love F, God bless you. Bobby Rafter, Teddy Myers, N.G. Grell, Katina, and Charles Well, Athenia, Val, Val Patrick. Oh, Alan is there. Oh, okay. What happened to your meeting? Um, uh, all right, Monica Span and Rima Drago, Curtis Thomas. There, God bless you. And Bobby Rafter was the first one on that I saw that came on there. So to all of you, um, Augustina John Baptist is just getting home and she is there. Now, my attendance keeper sent me the timesheet or the attendance sheet, not the timesheet, but the attendance sheet. And you love my shirt, love F. Thank you. You know, I like nice shirts there. It's cold over here, so we have to dress warm for for um, the place that we are in. But thank you for your compliment. Maxwell Gloria there in Nigeria. How are you, my dearly beloved? God bless you. I miss you guys from Nigeria so very, very much. But right now, I can't come to Nigeria. And so it might be a little while before I see some of you. All right, now, how many of you are ready? You are ready to go. I've got the devotion that I'm going to be reading um, uh, on the program, on the class in just a while. I'm going to be doing that, but I want you to get yourself ready for where we are going. I want you. Remember that ad for Dos Quitos beer, something like that. But this handsome man, oh my goodness, that man looks so handsome and fine man, and he would say, "I don't usually drink." Oh, your manager told you that you are speaking a lot of wisdom today. I told him I'm in a school of wisdom. Teddy, oh, Tessa, I am so proud of you, Tessa, and I want you to know that Mavis, my beloved Mavis, God bless you. So very, very glad to have you. Now, I was talking about staying focused. What are you laughing at, Katina?
Me?
No, Katina. My wife is in the bed right across from me there. So maybe I think she's dreaming and asking, maybe talking in her sleep.
I'm not sleeping.
Oh, she said she's not sleeping there. What was I talking about before I was distracted? Um, uh, um, reading some of those things. But back to what I was talking about. This is a journey, people, that we are not giving up on, because I believe with all of my heart that wisdom is going to take us places, and you have um, you have to stay focused. You have to stay committed. Judith Joseph, good to see you. And we need to talk again. I'm not finished talking with you, because you are in that school of wisdom, Judith, and we are listening. We are listening to wisdom. Listen, I've been on this journey for many, many, many years, But people, I want more. How many of you would be able to say that for yourself? I want so much more. I want to shine. I want to glow with wisdom. And how many of us know, as you are reading the book of Proverbs there, let me just um, okay, the scriptures had gone out there, so I needed to put this back there. How many of us know, as you read the book of Proverbs, you begin to realize there's so much more for me to learn. There's so much more. Pastor BB, I'll be seeing you in March, the Lord willing. God bless you. Good to see you with us. So there is just so much more. This is a journey that does not come to an end. This is not a journey. And this is the thing about wisdom, people. This is the thing about wisdom. You never come to a place where you graduate. In the school of wisdom, you don't graduate because there is no end to wisdom, people. There's no end. So, even when I talk about the school of wisdom, I am not talking about these classes that we are doing. I want you to hear me. I'm talking about the real school of wisdom. That even if we close down this this school there, the School of Wisdom continues there by Madam Lady Wisdom herself. Somebody called me today because they were having challenges with their family and so on. And they are talking to me. And I am so calm and so relaxed because the person is like is a daughter, and they are talking to me, and I know what the solution is. I know what wisdom is saying in her situation, and I told her, I said, I will speak with you. I'm not going to speak with you now. The amazing thing about wisdom is about right timing, knowing when to say what you should say. Because there's sometimes you jump ahead, it's not the right time. And, I told her, I said, I will speak with you, I will give you counsel to be able to, because I've seen the solution already. Remember what we say: wisdom gives you insight, wisdom gives you solution to difficult situations. The thing is, are we listening? Are we open to wisdom? And if we are, ladies and gentlemen, wisdom is going to help us. I want you to just post there right now for yourself: I am open to wisdom. Would you go ahead and just do that there for me? Let me take a sip of this thing here. All right. So, um, okay. Yeah, David. David says, wisdom has taught me to carry my challenges with what? I don't understand that last word there. But ladies and gentlemen, that's what wisdom will do. Once you open up yourself to her, and like we've dealt in the past, once you camp at her door, you are not going to remain the same way that you were. And I trust that this time that we were off, because this is our second class in the new term, in the new semester. I trust that you have not forgotten what you have learned, and that hunger and that desire for wisdom never left you. I mean, take a look at your life. And I want you to listen to this. Take a look at your life for the time that you spent in the School of Wisdom last year. Can you measure your progress? And I know that many of you have said, yes, Apostle, I have seen what wisdom has done for me in my life. Now, there's something that I need to put out to you all. The closer you stay to wisdom, the more she reveals to you. Are you? Oh, that's what it means, integral steez. That's the first time I'm hearing this word. The very, very first time I'm hearing this. So let me go back to that. Once you stay close to wisdom, you will not lose your edge. You will always be ahead of the pack, people. Where people are falling flat on their faces, wisdom will cause you to see the pitfalls and be able to avoid them. Wisdom will bring wealth to you because she's going to bring you to the place and open up opportunities for you. I like what Bobby Rafter is saying. She's saying, wisdom has pulled me up and out of quicksand, and I have grown so much, and I'm loving the new me. That is, I give you two thumbs up, Bobby Rafter. I am just so very, very proud of you. Karen, I never heard that word myself there, but I am an amazing record keeper there in the person of NG Grell, and she does an amazing job there. Now, what I want to do, I want to read the how you call it. I want to read the devotional that we have on. So, hold on, folks. Sorry about that. Um, hold on. All right. That was a fire alarm here in the hotel. Ah, it frightened you, right? Oh, okay. Um, um, it's
Stop.
it's okay now. Okay, no place going to burn down with us in there. That was the fire alarm there in the hotel, not just our room, but all over. But that is okay now. It woke up my wife, and for a good reason. Oh my goodness. Uh, oh yeah, I was quick on my feet, people. I want to know what is this. Um, what I thought it was in our room, but it wasn't. It was a whole hotel. So We are okay now. So we are good. We are good. We have no fear. The righteous doesn't fear. Amen. And okay, since we're here, let me give you something. I'll give you a joke since I hear about the fact. We were having a marriage seminar. Was it in New Jersey, right?
New York.
It,
New Jersey.
yeah, in New Jersey. I mean, it was from the church in New York. And it was a marriage seminar. Now, you all on here, big people. So, um, in the seminar, we challenged we challenged the couples, um, you know, to forgo that. Huh?
Wearing underwear.
Oh my! Oh, okay. My wife is giving me the right to say it. We challenge couples to go sleep without underwear that night there, because it was a romantic thing. Because some of you married ladies, you go to sleep with spacesuits on. We know about some of you there. And so that night, they accepted the challenge, and all the couples are there in the room. And next thing, we hear fire alarm break out, and everybody had to come out. Everybody had to come out of their room.
Out of the hotel.
Oh, yes. And my wife is reminding me, not just out of their room, but they tell everybody get out of the hotel. And so, the lady said, you see, because we were the ones, the men who asked them, those of us who were teaching, I think I was the one, that proposed that in the marriage conference. Yeah, yeah, Bobby Rafter. And so, no, the ladies didn't go out naked. I mean, they had their covering, but you know, you know what I'm talking about. So I'm just thinking about this fire alarm there. If you had to run out, that's why it's not good to sleep naked, just in case you have to run out in the night there. Okay? All right, that's your joke for now. And the next time we got together, they really gave it to us and say, you all ask us to sleep without any underwear. And look now, fire alarm came and they had to take us out of the hotel into the courtyard there. Karen, were you there? Uh, I'm not. I'm not so sure. No, it wasn't with Piper. With Pastor Piper's church.
All right.
It was Pastor Cummins' church there. All right. So since I gave you your light momentum, let's get into the serious part of the thing. Okay, Karen. So listen to what the topic is. The topic is no more excuses. No more excuses. And it's taken from Proverbs chapter 6 and verse 11, where it says, by making excuses, you learn what it means to go without. Poverty will pounce on you like a bandit and move in as your roommate for life. Proverbs chapter 6 and verse 11. And the writer says, and I want you to listen to that. Welcome, Michael. Good to have you. And the writer says, I joined a business enterprise once that rewarded the high achievers with generous bonuses, amazing trips, and the opportunity to walk across the stage at its conventions to receive the acclaim of the thousands of people in the auditorium. Welcome, Natasha. And this person says, I watched in wonder as older people, young college students, blind people, deaf people, people in wheelchairs, people of all races and backgrounds, year after year, walk on the stage. How do they do it? I ask myself. Why couldn't I do it? Why did it seem that there was a lid, a LID, to the level of success I could achieve? The answer came when one of the speakers at the convention said, this is good, people. I want you to listen to that. When one of the speakers at the convention said, you can either make excuses or make money. So which one do you all want? Excuses or money? So let's go. Those of us who were not making it had the excuses. We didn't have time, yet we had the same 24 hours every day. We didn't know many people, yet we were surrounded by people every time we stepped out of our homes. God had to confront some of his servants who tried to make excuses. Moses said he couldn't speak well. Jeremiah said he was a child. Elijah said that he was the only one left still faithful to God. God would have none of it. To Moses, he gave Aaron to speak for him. He told Jeremiah that he was not a child. He told Elijah that he had 7,000 prophets that had not bowed their knees to Baal. What's your excuse? What are you using to talk yourself out of God's purpose for your life? Is it your age, your lack of education, your gender, your present financial status, a disability? History is full of examples of men and women who achieved greatness in spite of what seemed to be enormous hindrances in their lives. You can choose to join those heroes, or you can fade into oblivion when you live this life. Don't let poverty and insignificance overtake you. Stop making excuses. And the prayer is, Heavenly Father, forgive me for failing to follow the plan that you have for me because of all my excuses. From this day forward, and I hope that you all are listening. Mm. David says, wow, this person has written like me. Okay, let's go on. From this day forward, help me to embrace opportunities, reject insecurities, and rely on all the possibilities that are with you. For all things are possible to those that believe, and I am a believer. What a devotional. Oh my goodness. Do you all know who wrote this thing, ladies and gentlemen? Mhm. Do you all know who wrote this there? I'm not sure if I read it before. And whilst I drink my cup of bush tea, I I will not tell you all what my wife told me she was boiling for me there. How many of you? would come on board and say what that meant to you. And that's going to be in the book. The question that I want to ask, Sister Athenia said it's Sister Marcia. Question I want to ask is, did I read this before? Did you hear that um, before last year? Because even if you did, you needed to hear it again. Mavis James says it's Pastor Troy. Ursuline Morris says that's a philosopher in the making. Anybody else? NG Grell, Bobby Rafter says it's Pastor Marcia. I'm still waiting for some of you. Who else? Tessa Harper says it's Apostle. Mavis says that is so great there. Come on, anybody else? Um, uh, some of you say it's a good devotion. Who do you think wrote that? And Christina Webster, we are here in Bedford. So hoping to see you tomorrow, the Lord willing. Okay, Natasha says it's Sister Marcia. I'm going to give you all one more chance as I finish this off. Sharita says it's Apostle. NG Grell says it's you. You're talking about me. Um, uh, Val Patrick says it's Pastor Marcia. Um, Jennifer Hart says it's Pastor Marcia. How many of you are hearing it for the first time? That you say, this is my first time I'm hearing this there. I want to hear it. How many of you would say that? I'm waiting. Maybe says it's her apostle. She's talking about me. Um, okay. Bobby Rafter, and I've got to go with Bobby. She said, I've never heard this one. I thought that I had read this. Natasha says it's the first time. Yes, Sharita, it's a good devotion. Okay, I am going. Um, Now I see we have 35 of us there. So obviously, some people have forgotten that the School of Wisdom is back there. All right, let me just tell you all who wrote it so we could get into this thing. This thing was so properly written. Elsie Morris says it's Brenda Cunningham. No, it's not. It was written by Pastor Marcia, and she's excuse me, she's on the bed there listening to us. Can we put our hands together for Pastor Marcia? That was just so amazing. And she wrote 5 powerful devotionals, and I've already put all of them in the book. Do you know that? I put them in the book there, so they're going to be there. Folks, I want to have ask you all to be please be praying for me because of the long break that I have taken. And that is why when you move away from what you are supposed to be doing, so many times it gets so hard to get back on track. When you get pulled into the mud, people, um, okay, Elsie, I'm not sure um, what that is there, but your thing typed something there. Okay, yeah, I was asking you to be praying for me to get back into my writing. This having some challenges with that. I just have about 2 months and something to go to finish that there. So I need some inspiration. I know there's someone that's been on my case telling me you need to get back to your writing. And I know. Coming on the plane, I had planned to write. I pull out the iPad and I fell asleep. I didn't even watch any movie. I just fell asleep there. So that's what happened. But right now, ladies and gentlemen, we want to get into Proverbs chapter 30. So I want you to get this there, Proverbs chapter 30. And I just want to be able to just gloss over some things with you, share some things with you there. Proverbs chapter 30 is very interesting because it's a series of four things that are written there. So if you go there, the first one is um, um, the first one, which one there? Um, is when we have more than that, but from verse 18 talks about four mysteries from verse 18 to 20. From 21 to 23 talks about four intolerable things. We'll see we'll see how we can touch that. And the one before the last, from verse 24 to 28, it talks about four creatures, small and wise. And then the last one um, has to do with four stately and majestic things. But this one, this proverb, it was written by Agar. It was written by Agar, and some of them, um, there's some commentary that says certain things that was another name for Solomon, and um, Solomon and other people have other things to say, but whoever it is, it's fantastic the way they present the entire chapter of of Proverbs there. But one thing that I just wanted to point out, and I was reading it and I was sharing it with my wife, and I want to share this with you from verse 4. I want you to look at this because he asks six questions. And what you notice is that all of them, all of them have to do with God there. Okay? Because even in verse 3, Agar was saying, you know, okay, go back to verse 2 and you will see. I think he was being humble. I think he was being humble because those things that he posted there were very insightful. But he says, God, I am so weary and worn out. I feel more like a beast than a man. I was made in your image, but I lack understanding. I lack. And again, that's where all of us should be. Where, because, like I said, folks, when you read from those verses down, tremendous wisdom. But what was he saying? He saw himself as not having arrived, not having all of the wisdom that, he wanted to be able to attain. And that's why I said earlier on, we are never going to come to the place, people, where you feel you have arrived, where you feel you have graduated. Because one of the things that I want to say and to share with us is that there are different levels of wisdom. So as you keep searching, as you keep going after wisdom, she's going to take you from one level to the next. That's what I mean when I say to you that you are going to become sharper and sharper. You're going to become better and better because wisdom is going to enhance your life. So when I look at all these things, this guy wrote there, and he's still saying that I lack understanding there. The fact is that he wasn't satisfied at the level of wisdom where he was. And all of us should be able to come to the place and say, I am not satisfied with where I am in my quest for wisdom. Because the moment you feel, okay, I know enough, you're going to fall right back on your face in the mud there. And I have one of the devotionals. The title is that mud on your face there. So let's go. Let's go. I don't want any of you to become satisfied. That way you say, okay, I know enough. And this is how I'm going to know how serious you are. You see, as we started there, we're all the 52 people, 50 something that used to be on. But you are here. And you are the ones that wisdom is going to work with. Because you refuse to become stagnant. You refuse to feel, okay, well, I see the changes that are being done in my life. Let me tell you, there is more to come. There's much more for you. Now, I want to say this to you. There are doors that wisdom is going to open up for you. Are you listening to me? There are doors. You need to put this thing down here because these declarations that you are making, they're going to help carry you. They're going to help to usher you into that realm where your life is going to take on a different dimension. I want you to know that you are becoming better. And you need to say that about yourself. I am becoming better because wisdom will not leave you where she met you. Now look at what he goes on. Humility. And this is not false humility, people. This is not false humility. Because he says, I've yet to learn the wisdom that comes from the full and intimate knowledge of you, the Holy One. He says, I don't know it all. I don't know it all. But he is staying on that path, on that quest, people. And that should be the desire of every one of us. Look at the questions that he asked. Look at the questions. Um, let's go over. Um, put that up. NG Grail. Proverbs 30 from verse verse 4. It's a long verse there. Put that up. Now look at this, folks. Look at this, and I want you to hear this. These are the questions that he asked. And when I look at this thing, I said to my wife, I said, honey, there is so much that we don't know, that we are not aware of. And I'll tell you one of them. Look at this verse 4. He says, who is it that travels back and forth from the heavenly realm to the earth? And I was telling my wife, I said, honey, we have not yet fully understood the spiritual activity that is taking place around us. Ladies and gentlemen, do you know every second, every minute that there's trafficking between heaven and earth? Jacob saw it, ascending to heaven and descending from heaven. And part of it has to do with you, but it is even so much bigger than you. It has to do with nations, people. Some of those activities behind the scene, some of the wars that's taken place in the realm of the spirit, the battle for nations that's taken place in the realm of the spirit. Aga says, who is it that travels back and forth? Myriads of angels going and coming, activity all the time. And so much of that has to do with you, with your welfare. I don't have the time to open this up too much and to be able to spend time on it there. But let me just tell you, there's a lot that we don't know. And one of the things I'll tell you is this: if you stay on the course, if you stay on the road to wisdom, you're going to become more and more aware of angelic activity, of spiritual activity that is taking place right above your head, right around you there. And like governments, the United States, they have all the officials, I mean, around the world, just going back and forth, negotiating economic deals, negotiating peace, and all of those things are just back and forth. It's the same thing that is happening from the heavenly realm. So let me just read it for you, like I said, because I definitely would not have the time to be able to go into all of it there. It says, he says, he asks, who controls the wind as it blows and holds it in his fist? Now, it's a big one. You know what this is talking about? Wisdom is giving us insight into the majestic side of Almighty God. You know how powerful hurricanes are. Imagine all the wind that's blowing around the world. The Bible says God is so huge that he holds it right in his hands. He holds it in his fist, big enough to just hold the wind in his fist. If you go out there in strong wind, it's going to blow you away. Yet God holds it in his hand. He says, who tucks the rain into the cloak of his clouds? There, that God takes it and just puts it in the clouds. Who stretches out the skyline from one vista to the other, from one end to the other, and yet there is no end to it there. Who stretched it out there? It's your God that did it. And that's the God that you serve. And Agar asked the question, what is his name? And what is the name of his son? Capital S. Now, you know that was written thousands of years ago before Jesus came. And yet, he had insight into the sonship of Jesus Christ, people. Are you listening to me? Then, like I said, I don't have the time to go into, and in times past, we dealt with the various generations um, um, that we dealt with that last year. But from verse 15, I want to highlight there. It says there are three words to describe the greedy. Three words. And what are those three words? Give me more. The greedy person is never satisfied. A covetous person is never satisfied with what they have. They always want more. The more they have, the more they want. They never come to a place of satisfaction. So the Bible says these are the words that are used to describe the greedy. Give me more. Just give me, give me, give me. They are not sowers. They are not givers. They just want to keep taking, taking, taking. Wisdom will teach us not to be like that. Come on, somebody. Because as a matter of fact, and I'm not going to keep you long, we are ending promptly on top of the hour there. As a matter of fact, let me just say that wisdom hates greed, stinginess, and covetousness. Wisdom is adverse to that, people. Wisdom does not tolerate that because wisdom wants to bring generosity, wealth to those that will choose to follow her. So she's not going to turn. You cannot be a student of wisdom and be greedy, be selfish, be covetous, be stingy. These four things: selfish, greedy, covetous, stingy. They will not be tolerated in those who say to wisdom, I want to follow you. Because wisdom is going to teach you how to become prosperous. There. Let me finish this there. It says there are some things that are never satisfied. And I will end with those. It says there are some things that are never satisfied, forever craving more. They're unable to say that's enough. And he talks about these four things, people. I want you to watch this. I just feel like going back to what I said. That's how we are going to know how serious you are about your relationship with wisdom. Are you willing to get rid of these things there? To get rid of those things. Covetousness. Never covet what people have. Stinginess there. Come on. Greed. So we don't tolerate those things in our lives. And if for any reason you find them there, you need to get rid of them. So what are the things that are never satisfied, that never say enough? A greedy person, going back, is one of them. But he gives these four things: the grave. This is just so true, people. Yearning for another victim. The grave claims people every minute, every second. The grave is calling out for more. It never says that I have enough. Okay, people, you don't have to die anymore there. No, the grave never says it's enough there. I don't have the time uh, to spend on those. The barren womb, the woman that cannot have a child, always that womb crying out to incubate a baby to be able to bring life into the world. The barren womb is always crying out. That's the cry of every uh, uh, um, female that wants a child there. That womb keeps crying out, ever wanting a child. Is there the thirsty soil ever longing for rain? That's why we have desert, no rain, people. That's why it's called desert there. It longs for rain. When there is a drought, the ground is crying out for rain to be watered because she wants to give birth. She wants to feed. And that's how it ought to be with us. Our hearts, like the earth, like the good soil, wants to be able to produce. You ought to want to be able to produce. So you ought to come to the place where you are crying out and you are saying, God, I want more. Water my soul. Make me better that I may be able to sustain others. I hope that you are receiving that there. Never come to a place of dryness and you stay dry. You must always long for more. And the last one is a raging fire, devouring its fuel. They're all insatiable. Look at what happened in California. Fire is always wanting more, always wanting more. Look at the amount of properties, the people who died. The fire never says, okay, it's enough. No, no. As long as there's dryness, it's going after it. Never satisfied there. And so I trust that today's lesson and teaching um, that you would you would have come to the place and say, you know, I really received that. I don't want to stay where I am. I want more. I want more wisdom. And like I said, wisdom wants to bring you prosperity. She doesn't want you dealing with those things we talk about, covetousness and so on. Wisdom comes to make you better. That's her desire for you. Let her do it for you. Let her work in your life there. That's right, Barbara. Go back and listen. Standing Firm and Practice says life never stops teaching you, so you should always want more. And that is so true. Huh? We ought to be growing all the time, no matter what age that we that we are at. We must always be hungry for wisdom, always wanting to learn more and more to become better and better. Well, I promise you, at the top of the hour, we will go into end. It's coming up to 11 o'clock here, and I need to get myself ready for bed. I'm not sure I'm going to sleep, but right away. But I need to get myself ready. So I bless every one of you. I speak the blessings of the Father upon your life. May the rest of your day, your evening, your morning be blessed and we will see you. I'm glad that you enjoyed it, Tessa. Amen. So God bless you all. Have a great, great, great rest of your time, and I will see you. My wife and I will be on tomorrow, the Lord willing, for AEM The Voice, and we look forward to seeing you there. Until then, bye bye. God bless you abundantly, abundantly. See you then. Bye bye.